Now it's time to sample BMW's middleweight sports machine, the F800S. At the heart of this flyer is an all-new 798cc, liquid-cooled, fuel-injected, parallel twin, produced for BMW by the folks at Rotax in Austria. The catalytic-equipped engine is reported to produce 85 horsepower and delivers the good stuff via a 6-speed tranny and a belt final drive. Twin spar aluminum frame sports a non-adjustable 43mm fork, while the rear shock is fully adjustable. Brakes are twin 320s with 4-piston calipers, and ABS is an option. Sampling this Beamer for us is weekend warrior Ellen Foster. She owns a slightly older middleweight sports machine made by one of BMW's competitors. And here's her report.
Well, Ellen, clearly BMW had a bit of a gap in their lineup. They needed something in the middle, and this is what they've come up with. So they've got the sport model and they've got the touring model. Today we're trying the sport model, and you've got a pretty good, decent middleweight sport bike. So what did you think when you got on this bike?
I think they've hit the mark for wanting something in the middle range, middle lightweight type thing. It's got lots of power and everything. The size is great, and that I liked it. There was a lot of features that were really good about it. It's kind of like, where do you want me to start? For me, I always like to start with the seat. Seat height, 32 inches, and that nice, comfortable, very narrow. Actually, I kind of like the way the contour of the seat, so it's very comfortable to ride. Now, because it is a sport, it is very much the sport riding position. Your feet are tucked in nice in behind, if not maybe a little more extreme than, say, my own street bike and that.
Right.
But I'm not opposed to that. I enjoy that. And again, at 5'6", I think it's a very comfortable riding position. Maybe someone at 6'3" might find it a little too tight of a fit, but definitely leaning towards the sport as that. The ride, the suspension is great. I was very impressed with the suspension. First and most important, I was highly impressed, as we talked prior to the interview, was the Bmw brakes. Wow, 4-piston caliper brakes. Whoa, easy to do a stop, just a feather touch on them.
Yeah.
And that. And as a rider slash part-time racer, front brakes are important to me, and the feel on them was, I was astounded by that. On a mid-range bike, without being a high-performance sport bike, leader bike, wow.
What about the motor itself? The power of the motor, the delivery, all that stuff? Good torque,
good torque. Comes in at, 85 horsepower with 63 pounds of torque. I'm not sure what the RPMs that it kicks in, but lots of torque. And that, I think I got up into 6th gear just for the fun of it, kind of thing, just to give it a good rip. But for the most time, I was putting around in 4th, 5th type thing, wanting to. The local county OPP are out today.
There's a lot of them out there today.
There are a lot out there today, so certainly was being a little careful in that. But good low-end torque, smooth, the gear shift, boom, 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 boom. There was no hesitation, very smooth, very light actually. The best way I can describe it, just a light touch to shift and all that, and shift down, that's great. And because today is overcast, kind of cool day, I actually turned on the heated grips, and that's a nice feature. This, I understand, comes standard on this bike. Not sure if they're standard on all BMWs, not that familiar with the BMW line, but I think they should be standard on all bikes. It's a big hit with me, the fact that the heated grips.
Fit and finish, paint, the way the bike is nailed together?
I think it's very sharp, and that with the black down it, I like it. I like the yellow as well. There is a red. Red's always faster, but but I like the yellow and black too. I always think that's a nice color combination myself, and that, or the red and black. So you'd have to flip a coin as to which would be better in that. And I actually think, in looking at it here, it's actually got a half-decent pinion seat on it. Not that, I think everyone should have their own bike anyways, but as opposed to some of these bikes, and that's good grips for the back and everything. Nope, I liked it overall. Very impressive, and like I said, the brakes, oh man, they were the first thing right off the bat. Was wow, awesome.
So you've been just ecstatic, you've been, very enthusiastic through this whole piece that we've been taping here. clearly this was a bit of a home run for you.
It was. I think BMW's come up with this lightweight, middleweight bike. I think they've hit it on the mark, and that I think for anyone who has any kind of riding experience in that, this would be a super bike. And that it's an all-rounder, from what I can tell on it. You can tour, you can do some touring in that. Certainly a nice commute bike, but you can also be. It's more leaning towards the sport, which obviously I personally prefer. I'm not a cruiser type person. I enjoy the sport, the high performance. Like I said, the riding position is definitely sport, and you can go have some fun. Not necessarily be outlandish and be a hooligan, but you can go and enjoy a good ride and enjoy the twisties, the back roads of the county, and you know, or wherever, you know, your neck of the woods, and have a fun and put a smile on your face, which this bike did this morning when I took it out.
Yeah, you've had a smile on your face all morning, and guess what? The sun's coming out. We've got the whole afternoon to continue putting more smiles. So
thank you, Dave.
Thanks for stopping by, and let's do more riding.
All right, you're on.